Hey guys, Delt here. I was doing the quest Drink Look Pots in the Goblin Caves. I've been waiting on doing this one because I'm dumb and didn't realize that it was Goblin Cave specific. Well, anyway, this made me think, if I'm gonna be drinking a luck pot anyway, why not wear the gear that already has luck on it too? The gear I put on was giving me a little over 100 luck, 36% PDR with Harmonic Shield, and I had roughly 120 health with my weapon out. And I know this amount of luck would have been great if I was bossing, but is it still good if I'm not pulling from the gold pile too? Let's see. And also, as a quick side note, I wasn't running Wanderer's luck. I could have done that and boosted my luck even more, but Goblin Caves is a war zone, and I was trying to make sure that I could actually survive fights instead of just have more luck. Welcome to the Goblin Caves, otherwise known as the arena. We're gonna get started and see how much luck actually helps us as we're running around and looting. Speaking of loot, I also have a blue loot equipped so I can have more songs. If you do that, just put Aria of Alacrity and Lament of Langor as your last two, and the loot should cover both of those for you. I heard someone over here and decided to run over and fight them. So we're just going to go through the door here. And I thought he was to my left, so I decided to try to make this jump. I thought I could, and I failed it. I was really just messing everything up at the start of this game. Oh well. And honestly, so far we got a purple wizard hat with pretty bad stats, and those old shoes actually weren't bad. They gave 1 strength and 4 max health. But so far, I don't think this is anything that we wouldn't have gotten. I think the purple rarity is a little better than you would normally see in Goblin Caves, but you would still see it occasionally. And I thought this guy was a fighter, but he turned out to be a bard, so we're just going to take the fight. If anything, I'll probably just run into melee and kill him because I have a lot of PDR and it doesn't look like he does. Yeah, my guy was naked and he decided to take the melee fight. I could have played that better, but with the amount of PDR I had, I kind of just figured if I walked at him, he was dead. I think I also still needed goblin ears at this point, so I was killing goblins to look for those too. I was hoping to come in here and grab the lion's head chest with all the luck that I have, but it looks like it was already looted. I don't think it was that bard, so I'm gonna run around and try to see if we can get into another fight and hope that it's this person so we can get whatever loot was in there. Also, whoever looted this doesn't realize how much rapiers sell for, and this is a really good one. It has double health rolls and it's epic rarity. I should have just put it on right away. I put it on eventually, but it's literally the same amount of damage as mine. That's 2 weapon damage, plus it gives me health. I was also expecting this wall to open up so I can kill the skelly champ, but it never opened. So I don't know if that's a bug or if they just changed it to where that's not a thing anymore, but it wasn't opening. I was also starting to go this way because I wanted to get to the static extract and see if I could fight anyone around that area. But as soon as I opened this door and pulled the skeleton, I heard the rocks collapsing. So whoever was gonna head that way did already and took the extract, but I'm still just gonna head there because other people might not have heard that and might still be trying to go. I'm trying to fight anyone else because I don't really have a lot of loot at this point, and honestly, the loot that I have picked up isn't the best. Piercing shrill just to check for rogues, just in case. I don't know. The circle's pretty small at this point. All right, and that's game one. And the best loot that we found wasn't even something that we opened ourselves. Not sure how luck's going for us yet. But we did just finish our Goblin Ear quest, and we got a dexterity cape, and luckily enough, we got luck on it. I don't know if that was lucky or not. This is actually gonna make my PvP and PvE worse because the cape I'm wearing is like strength and phys power and stuff like that, but I'm putting it on anyway because more luck. All right, I'm heading down here. I think I'm gonna go for the centipede and see if I can get any good jewelry off that with the luck that I have, but I don't remember for sure if I did or not. All right, and I would definitely recommend breaking this barrel before you go in. You could just jump it, but there's very little room for you to actually move. So when the centipede starts putting its poison on the ground, you can get really stuck and a little screwed to where you're gonna take damage unless you break this and pull it out. Also, if you're fighting the centipede in there, it's a one-way entrance and exit. So if you have like a plate fighter or someone come in while you're doing it, you're also probably just dead. Honestly, both of those were good. Agility, armor, and health on the ring, and agility and 6 max health on the necklace. Definitely not bad. And I was dumb while I was waiting for the poison to go away. I should have ran in and looted the lion's head chest. But yeah, I completely forgot about it, and I didn't, and ran toward where I was just gonna be going instead. And I heard someone at the door behind me, so I was trying to check to make sure they weren't opening the door, and very lazily was clearing the mobs, so I took a bunch of damage. So I'm just going to run down to the health shrine. I already cleared to it, so it's easy enough to just grab real quick, and then run back and try to engage the fight. And I feel like this guy just doesn't think that I see him, but I definitely do. I'm just unsure if it's a fighter or a cleric, so I'm trying to get any sort of information before I start fighting, just so I know what I'm up against. But just like every other Goblin Caves game ever, as soon as I'm about to start engaging this guy, I hear another person below me, which somewhat scares me. Regardless of if this guy is a fighter or a cleric, he's still going to be difficult for me to fight. He has a lot of PDR, and all of my damage is physical because I don't take Den of Darkness, and even if I had Den of Darkness, it probably wouldn't be helpful. In this situation, I'd prefer to have a survival bow, but the best ranged weapon that I had when I was putting this gear on was a crossbow. This one gives me like 9% physical damage bonus, but I'm a lot better with the survival bow than I am with this, and even if I hit him with a crossbow while I'm reloading, he's probably just going to heal through it anyway. So this is a kind of awkward fight. I need to engage in melee, but I don't know if he has smite or if he has the 50% PDR bonus, so I'm just trying to take my time and bait out to see whatever skill he has, and then after he uses it is when I can engage him. But if he never uses it, then I can never engage him basically. And he has smite, so in like 6 seconds would have been the perfect time to engage. However, I took about half of my health from 2 holy strikes, so I either need to hit a few piercing strolls first, or I just need to leave, back up and heal, and then try to re-engage. Oh look, a smoke bomb. I'm not going that way. And now it's time to get into the zone, and I barely have any loot this game, but it's gonna be fine. And I heard somebody to my south. I'm assuming that the cleric is still here, so I'm just gonna head that way and try to get one quick kill in if I can before the last stone is finishing. But then I heard people over there too, and it sounds like the cleric and a warlock, so I'm just trying to be a little extra careful. I'm still gonna head to the south, and if I don't see anyone, I'll just wrap around to them. I hear crinkling of bones, but when I go in, I actually don't see anyone. Pretty nice survival blow on this dead guy, though. And the cleric and warlock are still fighting in there, so I'm just gonna go third party. When I do that, the cleric actually turns and tries to run toward me. So I just back up, and as soon as he starts to heal is when I go in and try to finish the kill. Luckily, it works out for me. What's scary is that I don't know what this warlock has, but the good news is he's used darkness bolts, which means that he doesn't have soul collector stacks, so I can fight him in melee if possible. So while the circle is starting to close is actually when I push him. and he phantomizes, so I just decided to open the portal, which if I wait for him to phantomize, neither of us get out. If I open the portal, I have a chance to survive. So I end up killing both the Cleric and the Warlock, but I don't get anything out of it because there's absolutely no time to loot either of them. And I just immediately took the portal because I hopped on it so he didn't get it. And I basically had all gear that game, so I'd like sold one thing in the collector and listed everything else. Then I went to sleep and I decided to play one more game with this kit before I made this video. And this is actually where we died and we lost our 100 luck. It's a little tilting how it happened, but you know, whatever. So I see a fighter in here and I decided to take the fight. But I also hear someone else behind me, so I know I have to be a little bit careful. And my first games of the day are always the absolute worst. My aim's not necessarily the best by any means, but when I'm like first starting every game, you can really tell, and I can really tell just from watching this back, the amount of shots that I actually missed. All right, so the other play is coming in now. I'm going to back up and heal and rebuff, which also gives the fighter time to heal. But I'm hoping that whoever runs in will run in between both of us. And I don't see anyone, so I'm assuming that they just backed off for some reason. The fighter runs away again. This time I know he's really low, so I'm deciding to run in and finish the fight. But in all reality, there was just a Warlock sitting there. I guess he crouched at the fighter when he ran back the first time, so the fighter ran in again and baited me down toward him, and then the Warlock killed both of us. I know this wasn't teaming because the Warlock killed both of us, but he was specifically waiting for me and then turned around and killed the fighter too. It just kind of feels bad knowing that that's how it ends rather than like me messing up and just losing the fight, you know? Well, all in all, I don't think luck really necessarily did much for me there. It could just be a Goblin Caves thing. I'm going to try it again on like Ice Caverns or Crypts at some point, but it didn't really feel that great. Honestly, Goblin Caves is basically just like a Battle Royale mode at this point too anyway. So just having stats to help you fight rather than stacking a bunch of luck that doesn't really do anything for you would probably just be a lot better. All in all though, the fights were fun. The second match was terrifying at the end of it, and I'm really glad we even got out of that. So we'll take what we got, you know? As always, if you enjoyed the video, please just give me a comment, a like, or subscribe to the channel. Anything and everything helps, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you who do that. And I'm gonna try to keep consistently putting out content from Monday through Friday every week. Also, if you're wanting to join a community of other people who enjoy Dark and Darker, Bard, Cleric, or any other classes, or even just any other games in general, I'm going to have my community Discord linked in the description below. Feel free to just click that, come by, and say hello. And once again, as always, I hope that each and every one of you have a really great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.